14 years, it sounds like a long time, right? But I'll tell you, man, it's gone so fast. I didn't even notice how fast it went, you know. And somehow in that 14 years, I managed to build a business like with my bare hands out of nothing. And I started with a free hosting account. The domain name that I eventually used was actually a gift. It was a present. So I really did build this thing from nothing. And even way back then, I didn't know anything about things like AdSense. It wasn't until a friend, Stuart, he told me about AdSense. All I had was a passion and a drive to build this website that I really felt was... I felt I needed to build it. It wasn't about making money so much. It was about being in alignment with myself. It was an alternative news website, an independent news website. Back then, all those years ago, it was a very different type of industry to the one it is today. Back then, it was more about citizen journalism. It was about exposing political corruption, corporate misdeeds, that kind of thing. So I was perfectly aligned with that stuff. Being a teenager and consuming that kind of content during my teens and feeling like I had to do something to make this planet just a little bit better, to contribute something positive. I still feel like that. I still feel like I need to do that, which is why I do Profit Copilot. I'll tell you more about that. But, I didn't even know how to monetize it properly back then. It was my friend. He told me about AdSense. He told me about this thing that Google were about to create and launch for bloggers and webmasters. So I was all over it. And the first month that I used AdSense, I made 30 pence. 30p. That was how much that website made. Fast forward 3 years. After 3 years, it was making around £2,500 every month from AdSense. So I'd come a long way in those years, but I was still kind of screwing things up, and I didn't know that I was screwing things up until I met a chap called Mike Herbert. And you've heard me mention Mike before because he was really instrumental in changing the whole thing for me. He'd been crushing it online, seriously crushing it. And he told me what I was doing wrong and how to fix it. But being a stubborn bastard that I am, I ignored him for about 2 years. I didn't really pay attention to what he said, mainly because I didn't believe it was possible. I didn't believe that it was possible for me. So there was a lot of self-doubt going on. But I have this moment. It was one of the lowest points I've ever been at, and it was like the pits of despair. I was desperate, and I felt like I didn't have anything else to lose. I was losing this AdSense money. It was decreasing month on month. I felt like I was approaching rock bottom. So, feeling like I didn't have anything else to lose, I decided to try some of what Mike told me. And that morning, it was a Sunday morning, I remember it very clearly. Everything changed. And it felt like real life alchemy. I'd gone from, in that moment, in this space of a few hours, I'd gone from absolute desperation, confusion, struggle, this terrible emotion running through me that I didn't know how to shift. I'd gone from that to feeling like king of the world. It was like real life alchemy. It was like magic. It's like I'd just done something that no one, or very few people know how to do. I did it. It worked. I got the results in that morning. I could see a way forward. I could see a future. I could see that I didn't have to rely on Google AdSense. I didn't have to rely on Google full stop. I didn't have to rely on any other company or anyone else. I realized that I had everything that I needed to make it happen. I already had that. I didn't need to buy any shiny objects. I didn't need to invest in anything. I'd already done the work. I was making money out of thin air. Thanks to what Mike showed me. And the great thing is I could make it as often as I wanted. And that was great. I learned so much during that period. Of course, I had days where I screwed up again and things didn't work. But when I zoomed out, looked at the big picture, things had changed so much. And I carried on. I was doing really well, but one day I woke up and something hit me. I realized that I trapped myself in a business that I didn't really believe in anymore. And not only had the passion gone for it, I also realized I was really bored. I'd built this website. I spent over a decade of my life building this website that I once absolutely loved. I still do love it. It's like my baby, right? And I didn't want to sell it. So what I did, I handed it over to a team of people who did have passion for it. Obviously, I maintain control of it. It's still my website. But I let them do whatever they like with it, within reason. Because they're the guys that have the drive for it, where I don't. So I did that, and I decided I'm going to go down a different avenue. I'm going to take things in a different direction. And I started making videos about online entrepreneurship because over the years I'd learned so much and I'd achieved so much. I wanted to pass this information on to my son. So I started shooting videos, just these little videos that might one day benefit him. He might never choose to watch them. That's fine too, because I realised that they might benefit other people too. You see, I had this image in my mind that I wanted to be his co-pilot. I wanted to help him make as much money, make as much profit as he could, even when I'm not around anymore. So I could drop dead tomorrow. But at least he will have an archive of information from me, guidance from me on online entrepreneurship that will hopefully steer him right for many years to come. That was my aim. So Profit Copilot was born because I realised, well, even if Logan doesn't appreciate this, maybe and that's fine if he doesn't, but as a father, I want to do what I believe is the best thing that I can for my son. So creating these videos, it's for his benefit, right? In every video I make, I speak directly to him. And this gave me the spark back. It gave me a new mission. And I felt like this is something that I really have to go for because I've been doing this digital online entrepreneurship, digital marketing since 1998. I've been screwing up since 1998, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And I've had lots of help along the way, which I'm incredibly grateful for and thankful for. So I thought I need to pass this on to Logan. So I share with him what works, what doesn't work. And every video I make, I speak directly to him. It feels like that's who I'm speaking to when I make these videos. So he knows who to trust in this thing, how to spot the frauds and the scams, how to spot the people who don't have his best interests at heart. So, because it can help Logan and it can help other people, Profit Copilot is obviously now my main focus. It's what really drives me. And because a father will never steer his child in the wrong direction. I think that's what sets me apart from everyone else in this thing. Because most other people in this digital marketing space only exist to make an affiliate commission or to pimp the latest shiny object or $2,000 course or whatever, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that. It puts food on the table. It feeds a human being. I can't be that pissed off about it, right? It helps people survive. And do you know what? They sell to adults who are more than capable of making their own decisions about what they choose to buy. So I just want to make sure that my son knows that he doesn't have to buy the latest shiny object in order to succeed. I want him to make sure that he already has everything that he needs to succeed. I want him to know the truth. And that is why so many people in this thing are pissed off with me. Other marketers in the internet marketing space who create and promote these shiny objects. I get it. I know why you're annoyed with me. I know why you don't like me talking about this stuff. But there's no way I'm going to compromise on that. I'm not going to give that stuff oxygen. I'm never going to promote crap to my kid. I mean, you've seen my YouTube videos, right? So that means I'm never going to promote crap to you either by proxy. Because I'm never going to tell my son to buy that shite. There's no way I'm going to tell you to buy that shite either because I'm looking out for my son. So that's what Profit Copilot is all about. That's why it exists. And yeah, you know, I have my own training courses and membership stuff behind the scenes. I keep that stuff locked away for the people who are absolutely serious about growing their internet business. You know, I'm one of those guys. I say, do as I do, not do as I say. I want you to copy me. I want you to get results. You can see that I'm profiting from Profit Copilot. So I want you to do the same. I want you to get the same kind of results. So do what I do in your niche, in a niche that you have passion for, that sparks you, that gives you a mission. You know, because there's this whole other level, there's a whole other world to online entrepreneurship that I've discovered that I keep private. And I keep that just for the people who are serious about growing a business. And that's inside the membership vault. It's currently closed. This is not a sales pitch. You know, it's closed. You can't get in there. So this is not a sales video. But I found something interesting that people who hand over their money, the instant they hand over money, to pay for training or pay for access to something, things get real for them. That money becomes an investment. And then as a result, they take action. They get serious about it. Just that simple act of paying for the right product helps them to get serious. So, I think it's knowing what to spend your money on, right? Because there's always opportunities. There's going to be hundreds of opportunities every single week. I mean, how many marketing messages do we consume or are subjected to every single day? It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, right? Imagine if you accepted every single one of those. You wouldn't get very far in life if you bought every single one of those opportunities, right? So it's having to know what the right opportunities are and investing in them wisely. And that's what I'm trying to teach Logan how to do through these videos. Not only what to invest in, you know, I don't recommend products, you know, I don't promote products very often. That's, you know, one of the reasons why some affiliate marketers and that give me a hard time, because I won't promote their crap. You know, there's no there's no profit for them in Profit Copilot, because I'm not for sale. You know, the trust that I create is more valuable than an affiliate commission. When my son looks at me and sees someone with integrity and honesty, that is worth more than an affiliate commission. So Not knocking that stuff too hard, it does feed people. It's all good. Whatever, but that's why Profit Copilot exists. I hope you're having a good holiday. I thought I'd take a little bit of a time out from creating how-to stuff and tutorials and all that to just share some insights of why Profit Copilot exists and why it is different to practically everything else out there. It's because of my kid. It's because these videos are for my kid. You ain't gonna lie to your kids, right? You ain't gonna try and sell them junk. Take care.